TV. Thank you for checking back in with us for another episode, another thing. Basically, today we're gonna change it up a little bit. I don't know why I said every episode because it's about a different topic. But today, we want to talk a little bit about abstinence. That's a thing that some of us guys hate, some of us go through, but definitely is a trial and tribulation, as you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, fan her face a little bit.
We might get a little heated, but that's okay. We're gonna work through this together.
Yeah, we made it here. Got the ring, so apparently we made it. But I'll actually let Lauren start this off because she was actually the one that brought abstinence into the relationship.
It was me. I was the culprit. And I'll preface with this. This is our experience, okay? And just our journey with it. And we're just wanting to share so we can be more open and honest and share our journey, just in the case it might help you as well. So when I moved home after graduation, Thaddeus and I were not together. Long story short, I felt like God was telling me to really look at abstinence. And it had started because I felt like I was listening to like a sermon or something, and then they had mentioned it, and then a book had popped up like on my Amazon as I was shopping for something else.
She just had to read and shit.
I'm a reader. So it was just like, it felt like all these signs kept coming back up for it. And at this point, I was home, I was working, and I pretty much was just staying to myself, but I knew there was something missing, and I was still working through some of the depression. So it was kind of, I'm trying to think of like the word to say.
It's kind of like something like you found.
Yes, and I think the main reason was just because it was like the point was, okay, I was doing a lot of avoiding, spending any type of time with myself. And I knew that like I wasn't really out here trying to date, but at the same time, I felt like I needed some measures in place so that I would not try to fill like my voids with a guy. And for me, like I'm more of a relationship kind of girl. Like I'm serial monogamous, so I'm like, yes, let's date, let's share this energy, and if we take it so far, then we'll take it to the next step. Well, at the time, I could barely have a relationship with myself, so how dare I try to have a relationship with somebody else? And so I felt like that was really the right thing for me. Long story short,
I guess my question is, how does abstinence tie into that though?
So, like that's the whole reason I became abstinent.
So it's kind of like you wanted to have a relationship with yourself.
Yes. Did that sound weird?
Well, that kind of, I mean, not trying to be funny, but that just kind of sounds like you're trying to, it's like I don't get how abstinence fits into the picture of you trying to be within yourself. Are you saying like,
okay,
you feel like sex covering things up?
Me personally, I will avoid myself at all means possible. Like,
right.
I will, like, so for instance, I'd be drinking, smoking, whatever, like, just so I didn't have to spend too much time with myself. So for me, if I kind of cut off that whole, like, okay, well, fine, like, I'm not going to have, I don't want to fill any voids here by trying to, like, by having sex or being in a relationship. So if I just take that whole sex part off of the table, then I'm not looking for relationships really, because most guys our age are not abstinent.
Well, yeah. Okay, so abstinence is more like your way of, it sounds like it is your way of avoiding people, avoiding relationships.
And not necessarily avoiding. At that time, it's what I needed so that I did not try to step into a relationship.
No, I got you. But literally, what you're saying is, I became abstinent, so I didn't have to date. It's almost like you tied sex directly into dating.
Well, for me, yeah, because for the most part, I didn't just have sex casually. I was having sex in the context of a relationship.
Okay, now I get you. Just to me, it's kind of like, no, I totally get it. But I guess it goes to like the primal idea of being with somebody else is just to have sex with them. So I guess I didn't ever think of it like that.
So if you think of it in this way, like we had just broke up. So
right.
I'm still hurting. I'm still trying to figure out like what's going on with me and where I'm at. And like we talked about before, I was coming through depression.
Right.
So it was like, I knew that me being in a relationship wasn't going to help where Lauren was.
No, I got that, but
or me trying to have sex with someone wasn't going to make that situation any better.
I got that. So you're basically saying is, but thinking is, with a relationship, you could have been in a relationship and have like gained something by learning through that person and y'all two growing together. Thankfully, I'm happy, you did it with me, but I'm saying is you still could have had a relationship and still learning and growing with
But what I'm
somebody.
saying is, what I felt at that time is that me being in a relationship with anybody else was not what I needed. That's not the prescription.
I got
I
that,
needed.
but you could have dated and still been abstinent.
I could have.
It almost sounds like you were abstinent to avoid
I
dating.
could have, but what I'm just saying is that I didn't want to spend my energy in that way, looking for a relationship, knowing that one, it's an anomaly, like defined. That's a unicorn.
Well, right.
There's not a lot of people who are abstinent.
Right. But my question is, could you have dated and still been abstinent?
Absolutely.
Okay, because the way you said it sounded like you were using abstinence
I
as a way to
prefaced
not
this
date.
before. I was just saying this was my interpretation of what abstinence meant for me at that time.
Okay.
So yes.
You know what's funny? So I like, we a lot of times before we get the taping, we like talk about things. It's to literally hear her say that really just popped in my head. It's like, oh, so did you use it? Cause we have talks like this all the time. Like you, so it literally sounded like you use abstinence and not date. But now I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying now. I just what I heard. Okay.
Yeah. So if we started being abstinent and literally like that was it, and it was just me, myself, and I will say like there's a lot I gained during that time. And during the time Thaddeus and I were not together.
Yeah.
So it was I'd probably say about a year abstinent. And just spending a lot of time with myself, getting to know myself, and I absolutely did during that time. There were a couple people who tried to check up on me. I just was not at a place where I felt like I could receive those invitations, and also I was a little bit ridiculous, and I can be very, very to the point. So I feel bad if I hurt anybody's feelings during that time, but at the same time, I was doing what I needed, and if that's selfish, so be it. I needed that time. We got back together, and I was still under the impression that I'm not about to have sex with anybody until I'm married.
Yeah.
So here we are, like Thaddeus finds me again. We finally end up reconnecting. We're back to dating, and then it's like, skirt. I'm abstinent.
Well,
and Thaddeus is like, I'm not.
But you had told me that like even when we were trying to be friends, I guess during that time that you're absent. So I always knew it was a thing of like I felt like okay, I really just lied to myself. I said I was ready to be abstinent, honestly. And I was not at all. So I basically had lied to myself. But I did try it. I did genuinely give it a try. I did give it effort because it's one of the things that I believe if I was going to be with her, this is what I was going to do. And that's what I was trying to combat earlier with what you were saying. I was like saying, I'm sorry if I misunderstood you, but I wanted to combat that because it honestly is. If you want to be with this woman, this person that you're going to engage with, if she tells you that she is abstinent, she then has to give you the opportunity to choose, okay, am I going to go through this with her? Or am I just going to be like, nah, move on? And what you were saying earlier, what I was trying to get at is, I felt like you weren't giving them an opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to go through that with you. And that's what I was saying.
I think it never even got to that point because I'm pretty sure he didn't even know I was abstinent. Like I'm thinking of this one particular person who reached out. I think my thing was just saying like it just put it in a different perspective.
No, I got you. And that's what I was just explaining what I was saying earlier. So with that and that's when I made the choice. Like, hey, I really wanted to be with Lauren. I wanted to, be with her. God put on my heart. Lord, I tried to pray it away. He wouldn't let it go away. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to be with her, I have to be abstinent. So it was definitely a struggle. It was definitely one of the times. I think this was probably I'd probably say this is worse than college in me struggling with being faithful. And like I really had to pray about that a lot during that time of being faithful and staying on that path.
That's honest.
I did. Even myself, I was like, I think the Lord definitely blocked a lot of things that I tried to set up. So I think he blocked me from a lot of things. But honestly, that was probably the most trying time I ever had with being faithful. And I think it really challenged me in terms of, I think sometimes when we would engage with each other, I sometimes wouldn't argue because one's pussy. I ain't gonna lie. It's just being real. Like I just wanted something. So I was like, I ain't gonna argue with her today because I'm trying to get some. So sometimes I would avoid arguments and not saying how I felt or how I saw things because I wanted that from you. So now that thing was actually taken away. Now sex wasn't there to block that. I learned how to be more like I don't want to say aggressive, but I guess be more intentive of saying, hey, this is how I feel. This is where I'm at. This is, what I feel in the situation. Not saying I don't care about how you feel, but I